ASAP Rocky. Several news outlets reporting this morning that he has been arrested by police at LAX.
ASAP Rocky has been arrested at LAX.
Police have arrested ASAP Rocky in connection to a shooting that happened last year.
That he did possess a gun and that he did pull the trigger.
So Rocky and his team opted to turn down.
I'll imagine this. You're walking through LAX.
Police took the rap star into custody in Los Angeles after he stepped off a private jet.
Flashing lights everywhere, and then bam, handcuffs. That's right, rapper ASAP Rocky went from private jets to police custody in a matter of seconds. But here's the gag. This wasn't some random celebrity drama. No sis, this was about an alleged shooting that had everyone's jaws on the floor. So how did ASAP Rocky go from being fashion's favorite bad boy to facing serious charges in court? Oh, trust me, you're gonna want to stick around for this one because the tea is piping hot. Okay, let's rewind to November 2021. The streets of Hollywood were buzzing, as usual, but no one could have guessed that a late-night altercation would turn into a full-blown legal nightmare. ASAP Rocky, whose real name is Rakeem Mayers, was accused of pulling out a gun and firing at a former friend, Terrell Efron, aka ASAP Relly. Yeah, that's right, a friend. Like, imagine your homie turning into your biggest enemy overnight. According to ASAP Relly, the whole thing started over a heated argument, but this wasn't just words being thrown. Allegedly, Rocky pulled out a semi-automatic handgun and shot twice, grazing Relly's hand. And let's be real, when this news hit the streets, fans were like, what? I mean, Rocky isn't exactly a stranger to controversy, but a shooting? That's next level. Witnesses say the argument had been brewing for a while. Apparently, tensions within the ASAP mob were reaching a boiling point. Some say it was about money, others claim it was personal beef. Either way, the vibe was toxic. It's wild how one heated night could flip everything upside down. The police report mentioned that Relly immediately went to the hospital after the incident and then straight to the cops. Now, that's when things got really serious. No more he said, she said vibes. This was official and the LAPD wasn't about to let it slide. Fans were split. Some believed Rocky could never do something like this. He's been in the spotlight for years and managed to stay relatively low-key despite a few hiccups, but others pointed to his past run-ins with the law and said, well, maybe there's more to the story. Fast forward to April 2022. ASAP Rocky's living his best life, jet-setting with Rihanna. Yes, the Rihanna, when suddenly, the LAPD pulls up. And not just any casual arrest. This man was ambushed at LAX after returning from Barbados. The cops weren't playing. They even executed a search warrant at his home and found multiple firearms. People were shocked to see Rocky in cuffs, especially since he had just been vacationing with Riri, who was pregnant at the time. The photos and videos from the airport spread like wildfire online. Fans were freaking out like, is this really happening? The LAPD made it clear they had been investigating the shooting for months, and this wasn't some spur-of-the-moment arrest. They were gathering evidence, interviewing witnesses, and building their case. But the question remained, was Rocky really guilty, or was this all a misunderstanding? When they raided his home, they found several guns, but none of them were linked to the shooting. That threw a wrench into the prosecution's case. If the weapon wasn't there, where was it? And did that mean Rocky was innocent, or just really good at covering his tracks? Meanwhile, the internet exploded with conspiracy theories. Some fans believed Rocky was being set up, while others thought this was just the tip of the iceberg. Either way, the drama was unreal. By August 2022, ASAP Rocky was officially charged with 2 counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm. And when I tell you, the courtroom was packed with reporters, fans, and legal experts waiting to see what would go down. Rocky pleaded not guilty, of course. His legal team argued that there was no solid evidence linking him to the crime. The prosecution wasn't backing down, though. They presented witness testimonies that claimed they saw Rocky with the gun that night, but Rocky's defense team was quick to point out inconsistencies in their stories, suggesting that people were just trying to cash in on the drama. ASAP Relly, on the other hand, was determined to get justice. He even filed a civil lawsuit against Rocky, claiming emotional distress and physical harm. This wasn't just a criminal case anymore, it was personal. The media had a field day with this. Headlines were everywhere, and fans were glued to their screens waiting for the next update. It felt like every day brought a new twist to the story. Rocky's team tried to get the charges dropped, arguing that the evidence was flimsy at best, but the judge wasn't having it. The trial was set and the stakes were higher than ever. Now let's talk about the wildest part of this story, the fact that ASAP Rocky and ASAP Relly were once close friends. Like, they were both part of the ASAP mob, building their careers together. But somewhere along the way, things went left. And now, instead of making music, they're facing off in court. People started digging into their history, trying to figure out what went wrong. Some say it was jealousy, others claim it was about money. Whatever the reason, then, their friendship was done. Old interviews and photos surfaced, showing the two of them hanging out and making music together. It was hard to believe that things had gotten this bad. But as we all know, fame can change people. The betrayal cut deep, not just for Rocky and Relly, but for fans who had supported them from the beginning. It's always sad to see friends turn into enemies, especially when it ends in violence. And let's be real, this isn't just about the shooting. It's about trust, loyalty, and the pressures of fame. When you're in the spotlight, every mistake is magnified, and every friendship is tested. As the trial moved forward, things got even messier. Rocky's defense team tried to poke holes in Relly's story, questioning his motives and credibility. Meanwhile, the prosecution dropped surveillance footage and witness statements, painting Rocky as the aggressor. But here's where it gets really interesting. Rihanna was by Rocky's side through it all. Yes, Sis was pregnant and still showing up at court, giving us all the Bonnie and Clyde vibes. Fans were living for her support, but it also added even more pressure to an already intense situation. Legal experts weighed in, saying the case could go either way. The evidence wasn't rock solid, but the testimonies were damning. It was a classic case of he said, she said, but with way higher stakes. And then there were the fans, divided as ever. Some believed Rocky was innocent, while others thought he needed to face the consequences of his actions. The courtroom might have been the battleground, but the real war was happening online. Meanwhile, the prosecution wasn't holding back. They painted a picture of Rocky as reckless and dangerous, while the defense argued he was being unfairly targeted. It was a battle of narratives, and no one knew how it would end. As of the latest update, the trial is still ongoing, with both sides digging in their heels. The stakes are high, y'all. If convicted, Rocky could face serious jail time, and his career might never recover. But here's the real tea. No matter what the verdict is, this case has already changed everything. The friendship is shattered, the public's divided, and Rocky's future is hanging by a thread. Fans are holding their breath, waiting to see what happens next. Will Rocky walk free, or will he be the latest celeb to fall from grace? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, this case has left a mark on everyone involved. The lessons? Fame doesn't protect you from consequences, and trust, well, it's fragile. So, what do you think? Is ASAP Rocky guilty, or is this just another case of fame turning friends into foes? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this wild story. Because trust me, this saga is far from over, and you're gonna want to stay tuned. Oh y'all, this case has been nothing short of a roller coaster. From tight-knit friendships unraveling in the spotlight to legal battles that could change the course of a career, ASAP Rocky's story is a prime example of how quickly life in the fast lane can take a dark turn. But in the world of fame and fortune, not everything is as it seems. One minute you're on top, and the next, you're fighting for your freedom. So, keep your eyes peeled, because this saga isn't over yet. The twists and turns are far from done, and you better believe the next chapter could flip everything we think we know on its head. Until next time, stay curious, stay sharp, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.